Okay, so this is what you were given in your Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing. You got these two cords, you have this block thing, the dock, and then the Switch 2 itself, as well as controllers. And you're trying to connect it to the TV, and you have no clue what the heck you're doing. So I'm going to make this very simple so you can just, connect it and get on with having fun. So, first things first, you're going to take this block right here, and then these cords that have these ends to it. I'm sure you can figure that out. One of these ends is going to go into this little end right here. You see the little opening in that box? One of them's going to go in there. I'm doing this off one hand, by the way, so give me some grace. So that's going to go in there. After you do that, you're going to plug this into an outlet. Also, keep in mind, you want your Nintendo Switch 2 to be as close to the TV as possible, or at least just very close in general. That's how you're going to be able to connect them, is through the wire. So it has to be close enough to where the wire can reach the TV. Just keep that in mind when you're setting this up. But yeah, so just plug that into there. Next, so you see the dock, like the Nintendo Switch 2 dock thing that they gave you. What you're gonna do is gonna turn it around, and you're gonna take this back part off. You see this back part? Just gonna take it off like that. It's very easy. You just take it off just like that, okay? Next, what you're gonna do is these two cords right here. So you see how they have this end on it. These are called HDMI cords, or this is called an HDMI cord. So this is going to go into the socket in here that looks like it. So you see it's right at the bottom. This is going to go into that. Once you get that into there, you're going to put this, which is the other side of that same cord, into the HDMI slot of your TV. That could be to the side of your TV. It might be underneath your TV. Typically it's to the side, and it will say HDMI over it. Either say HDMI 1, HDMI 2, HDMI 3, whatever. For the sake of this video, I'm going to put mine into HDMI 1. Just remember which slot that you put the cord into. If you put into HDMI 1, remember you put it into HDMI 1. If you put it into HDMI 2, remember that you put it into HDMI 2. So just put that in there. All right, once that's in, next, you're gonna put the actual Switch 2, like the tablet, you're gonna place it into the dock. Keep in mind, have this bottom part at the bottom. You see this little opening? There's like a thing that sticks in there. So you want this part at the bottom, and then you're gonna place this down here. Also, in terms of putting it in, just make sure it's like faced the right way. I've heard people, can struggle to put it on if it's just like face backwards. Make sure it's faced the right way, and then just put it on. All right, and once you do that, grab this end of that of the cord that's in the block, that's in the outlet, and you see the back of the dock thing. Right on top of the HDMI cord, there's going to be another opening, and that's for this. It's a USB-C, or I believe it's a USB-C. And then you just put this in there. Boom. Once that's inputted, it'll either automatically switch on to your TV if you were already on that HDMI input. But if you are not, then you are just going to grab your remote. It's whatever remote you have. I have a Roku TV. This works for literally any TV that has an HDMI. And then you're gonna go to input. So in order for me to go to input, I have to click this little settings button right here. Then I go over to input. If you saw that, I don't know if I did that too fast. I went over to inputs on my TV. And then remember, I put that slot into HDMI 1. So I'm going to click HDMI 1. And boom, there we go. As you can see, this is, my Nintendo Switch 2 is now connected to my TV. Hopefully that was very easy to follow and easier than like the instructions they give. And yeah, it's a beginner's guide. Have fun, enjoy your Nintendo Switch 2, and yeah, have a great rest of your day.